most people think that a business actually fails because of having a poor product. Well, there's some truth to that, but then there is a different perspective to it as well. You see, in many cases, people don't buy a product because it's good. Mostly because one, it is trended, or two, it looks cool. And how do you make a product look cool? It's not just by actually making the product look cool, it's by actually how you market it and present it to the audience, how you bring the picture of the product into their minds. Now that is actually how you make it either cool or boring to the audience. For example, a brand like Stanley's made a good product, right? It's a really good product, but then there are many mugs in the supermarkets, in the malls. There are many mugs, but how do Stanley actually market themselves as something that women love? Really, it's mostly women who love this product. They actually branded it in the face of women. They actually made it seem very important to women, and that's how their brand actually scales to millions. And well, that's how you actually do such a thing. How you position yourself to the audience is that will actually determine if your product will succeed. And well, that's down to our first topic, which is positioning. Well, you see, positioning is not actually the location. Positioning is how you position yourself in the minds of people, and also how you position yourself in the internet, how the internet has an outlook of you. Let's put a case study. For example, a car dealership. There are many car dealerships around your area. There's a minimum of one in every area, and or two or three or four. Well, what makes a person go to this dealership and not go to this one? What makes a person go to dealership A and not B? Well, first of all, for me to go to a dealership, I'll have to have looked up a dealership with my own car, right? With the car I want, let's say an Audi A7, Audi A5, a Benz, a C200, or any of that. I will love to look it up. And when you look something up, the best and cleanest content will appear first, and then now there's the rest. You get? So how did you discover dealership A and not B? Because dealership A made a bunch of content on that type of car that you really want. Let's say it's a C200. They gave a case study on it. They actually explained it. They gave an insider on it. They actually showcased it. They actually made cool visuals on the C200, and that's how you discovered it. You liked how they advertised it, how it looked, how they explained the specs, how they made it look efficient, not efficient, or how they made it look powerful to other car types. You get how they explained that actual car of yours, you actually liked it, and you actually saw it's available, and you actually thought, well, I should really go for this car in this dealership, because that's what they give. They will give you what you have seen. And then there's dealership B. They don't do any visuals, they don't do any insights, they do nothing. All they do is post a picture, say the price, say the cc of the car, the horse. Lucky enough, they'll say even the horsepower, and then they put up a price tag of what, $10,000, $5,000. That is boring. That is not appealing to the audience needs. The audience will see it, right? Obviously, they'll see the picture and they'll say, wow, it's a car, it's a nice car, but then it's boring. It's just a picture, and it's not a good quality picture even. It's just a poor quality picture and an explainer. They'll say that this is just not it. And then there's your content, and then there's dealerships A content. Now, more people tend to trust dealership A other than B, because how they position themselves to the audience did them a solid and made them actually reliable to the audience and actually trustable by the audience. So that's the first one. It's all about positioning. So how do you position yourself? Making good visuals, majorly not trending but cool visuals. You can do trending videos according to audio. You can do trending videos in the car world. You can actually make cool edits. You can actually showcase the speed of the car. You can push it to its extent. You can show the engine, the specs. You can show the interior. You can just make cool visuals about it. Explainers, their ASMRs, they're all that. And all that makes the client actually want the car and actually put out a nice buying price on the car, other than other poor content of which they will think this is a cheap dealership, and they'll give out a lower budget, let's just say that. So positioning in the minds of the audience and also in the internet poses a good advantage to other competitors of yours, right? That's the first one. The second one is fulfillment. Let's just say you've positioned yourself in a good way. You have clean content, you have actual good visuals, you have everything, right? Your everything is right down to the minute detail. But then when person A goes and asks for the C200, you just say the C200 isn't there. We have another C200 which is of a lower spec. Let's just say, for example, it was a V8, now you get a V6. It was this amount of horsepower, now you get this amount of horsepower. It was a velvet interior, now you get a beige interior. It had a panoramic roof, and now you get a sunroof. You see now how you actually didn't fulfill what you showed off is actually something daunting. It'll make the client's psyche to go down. They will despise your car dealership. They won't like what they've seen, and they'll potentially not buy the V6 200 because they wanted the V8 C200. And that will actually harm your reputation, because they will give a poor review on Google Maps or anywhere that your site has been projected. They will give out a poor review, and people will see, oh, they didn't give out what the client actually saw. So remember, there's only one rule to this: what you see is what you get, right? If the unit is not available, you'd rather say this unit has already been sold, because people are constantly seeing the content. You can just edit out, you can say sold on the content, and people will understand. No one will come to ask for the unit because it was already sold. So communication with your own audience is also key. Despite not being able to talk to them physically or like in DMs, make sure that your content is up to date. Don't just post the content and forget about it. Remember, you had a C200 posted on Friday last month. It got sold. So what should I do? I should go back to the content, edit it, and write sold. Okay, that actually makes it clear to your audience that that unit is no longer available. You can also on your website put it as sold or reserved, so that no one can come and actually be disappointed in your own dealership or in your own market or service or whatever you're providing. So fulfillment, that was on fulfillment. And I have actually how's it called, gotten into another one, which is no tracking. When I've said that you update your content up to date, put it up to date on if this unit is sold and if this unit is not sold, that is called tracking. You actually track what your audience is seeing. Make sure it's up to date, making sure that the right audience is seeing the content. You see now, your content, it's a car content, might have gone to, let's just, for example, this is just an example, your car content must have gone to, okay, what should I say, your car content is, it's non-electric, right? It's a V8 C200. It has gone to Tesla lovers, and now in your comment section there is no one interacting, no one is engaging. You have a high view, your viewers are high, yes, but your interaction is low. no one is liking, no one is commenting, no one is DMing, no one is asking, then you know there's something wrong in your content. Then you have to switch up a little bit of things. You can switch up the title, you can switch up the, how's it called, you can switch up the poster, the banner, you can switch up the hashtags, you can switch up, how's it called, this, the thumbnail. You can switch up some things or tweak some things to ensure that your content is going to the right audience. Of course, the algorithm will drive your content to about 50% of the right audience, but then the other one, you have to curate it yourself to actually make it go to the right audience. You see, if you make an exciting video of a rally, you know, let's say you have a rally car in your dealership and now you participate in a small rally, right? That content has a high potential to go to car lovers who will actually love speed, fast cars and rallies. Whereas something like a poster, yes, it can go to the right audience, but with the right specifications. The bio or the about or the hashtags should be right, and that way you get your content taken to the right audience. So it's all about playing with the algorithm. You see, if your content is basic, the algorithm won't know where to place it. That's what I was trying to say. So if your content is a plain poster, a plain story, a plain car picture, it might not go to the desired audience. So make your content visually enticing. Now that's what marketing is. Marketing is how you actually place your item in the minds of people. That's basically it. Just work on your outlook towards people, and that's how your business will thrive. The lesson is perspective, 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 positioning, auditing, and you will be fine. Position yourself well. Make sure the perspective of the clients is actually a good perspective. They're seeing you as this enthusiastic brand who is all about cars, who knows everything about cars and wouldn't lie to them about buying a certain car and then it disturbs them in the future. So thank you. I hope you've learned well, and drop a comment on other suggestions or other things that make a business have a failing marketing strategy, and also subscribe to actually more content and actually more on my journey to building a 6-figure agency. So thank you, have a nice day.